scholarships are based on the resources available to universities. So, especially university-based scholarships, they are based on the resources available to universities. And so, usually, the universities with the biggest purse, the universities, the richest universities, the universities that have huge endowments of billions of dollars, are also able to offer and give scholarships as much as they want. So today I want to take you through a journey of targeting the big boys in university leagues. In the US, they are called the Ivy League universities. And so what I want to do today is to focus on the big boys in the US. In the subsequent videos, I'll focus on the big boys in all the countries, the most prestigious countries that a lot of us want to study in. Today, we are focusing on the big boys in the US. And as I said, the big boys have money. The big boys have high endowments. The big boys have huge and very well connected and rich alumni who give a lot of money, and most of them give the money back to the university with specific instructions for the money to be channeled as scholarships to students from needy backgrounds, students who are brilliant, students from poor backgrounds and related conditions. And that's why it is important that you would focus on the big boys. Now, if you go to the US, there are the big boys. The big boys like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, UC Berkeley. Those are Brown University. Those are the big boys when it comes to university rankings in the US. Now, Dartmouth College. These are the big boys. Okay. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown University, Dartmouth University, and a category of them. Now, these universities are so endowed. In fact, not long ago, one person wrote a check of $100 million to a university in the US. And the condition for that gift was that that money must be channeled to support young and brilliant needy students from across the world. So these universities have huge portfolios of scholarships that you can target and win. Now, when I say that, a lot of us, I hear you say, hey, now Harvard there, hey, Princeton there, hey, Yale there. Yes, these are universities that you can make the competition easily. Now, they are competitive because everybody who is worth their salt wants to get into these big boys. And because of that, several people stay off. You know how it is. When you are very scared of competition, you stay off. And because you are staying off, you actually make life easier for those who dare to apply. So I challenge you, dare to apply to one of the big boys universities. Now, the big boys have a number of things that they look for. And I'll tell you that very soon. But one of the reasons why you should also apply to the big boys is that the big boys have huge portfolio of programs, and they focus on some very important elements that you must be interested in. So target the big boys. The other reason why you target the big boys is that, look, if you finish from those big boys, you literally are set up for success. Some time ago, I just thought that, as for university, every university is a university, which is true. Every university is a university. Sometimes it depends on how you put yourself up. But I tell you, when you get into the competitive environment of looking for jobs, then you know that some universities are more universities than others. So, if you have what it takes, and several Ghanaians, in fact, literally a significant number of Ghanaian young men and women have what it takes to hit the big boys. So this is what you should do. Apart from the fact that these big boys have usually very generous full scholarships available, where they pay your stipend, they give you tuition, they give you accommodation, they give you insurance, they give you you also have opportunity to work with them, and they give you several other opportunities to connect with their network and their alumni bases. But what do they look for? What do the big boys look for? Well, the big boys look for excellence in your academic transcript, but the big boys also look for something more than that. They look for signs of leadership. They look for signs of community engagement. They look for signs of volunteerism. They look for signs of extracurricular activity. They look for signs of commitment. All right? So when you are targeting the big boys, make sure that you build your portfolio first to chronicle what you have achieved academically, but also chronicle your successes relating to what you have done in the past. You know, the fact that you serve in the church, the fact that you play a musical instrument for your community, the fact that you teach children at home during holidays, the fact that you were an SRC or JCR or a hall prefect in your undergraduate days, the fact that you were leading a group of young men to develop a project in the university, the fact that you have embarked on some volunteering community activity before. These are things that the big boys are looking for. So for the big boys, when you have clearly indicated what your profile is, also take time and chronicle how you are making impact on the community and how your degree that you would get from them would actually leapfrog your ability, enable you even to be able to do more. And I tell you, don't run away from the big boys because you are an average student. In fact, the big boys take more average students than they do take high-ranking students. So if you were, for example, a 3.99, a 3.9 something, if you like, high-class, first-class student, graduate, and you have no community service, you have no leadership skill, you have no volunteerism, you have no any extracurricular activity, I'm telling you, the big boys, you will miss the big boys. But if you have those, but if you are an average student, for example, you are graduating with second class upper, and then you can indicate, or even graduating second class lower, and you chronicle the kind of impact you have made in society, and you chronicle how you have been available to support the needy and the vulnerable, and all of that, I bet you are just on your way to winning a massive scholarship with the big boys. I wish you well. You would win the big boys. Target Harvard, target Yale, target Princeton, target Brown University, target Dartmouth College, target UC Berkeley, target these big universities in the US, and you would see that you will soon come hymning, hymning a handkerchief of victory because you have hit one of the big boys. They have a lot of money. And because of that, they are able to give scholarships both at scale, in other words, a lot more scholarships, and at depth, bigger scholarships. Please don't run away from the big boys. Target them. I will come to UK in my next video and talk to you about the big boys in UK who also have a lot of money for you to be able to go and grab. Nyametiasi, you'll be laughing soon. Thank you.